everyone, and welcome to the Mill. I'm Carol, and today I'm going to go over just some quick Stonemaier updates. And the first thing I really want to talk about is if you're on Facebook or Board Game Geek or the Discord, you might have heard some really fun expedition news. So, in every game of expeditions, we each have a journal entry that is on the back of our achievement sheet. And what someone brought up, and where I first saw it was on Facebook, they noticed that people had different journal entries. So on Facebook, as in I submitted mine as well, put it together, and there are 20 of these different journal entries, and they correspond to each of the tiles. So for instance, mine is, and they all say Captain's Journal, Siberian Expedition, and they have an image and a journal entry. Mine is from November 19th, 1925, and if you look at the pictures, they go along with one of the tiles. So mine is from the encampment, tile 16. So that's fun, and if you want to see all of them, you can go on Facebook. I believe they've got them on Board Game Geek as well, and you can actually read through the entire journal. Now, in this past week's livecast, Jamie brought up that at one point, Jakob had made these journals because it's supposed to be all these expeditions went out, and these were 20 journal entries that one of the explorers wrote, and then they were lost and found. They were initially more part of the game, and then it didn't work. But they were so interesting, he put them as kind of these little Easter eggs. And 40 lucky people actually on their journal entry will have a little message from Jamie Stonemaier. He said there were about 40 that he sent to Panda, so it could be in Ironclad editions, it could be in standard editions, but you could be one of the lucky ones that has not only, a different one, but a signed one. So if you want to look more into those, feel free to go on Facebook or Board Game Geek. At the Mill, we might do a little bit more with these in the future because they're just fun. Also, if you're on Facebook, you'll notice Andy from Meeple Forge has started some 3D prints. You can also find those there. So I printed one. So if you are worried about holders, you can put it in the mech mat in there. And then he has pieces that you can put on. They kind of click right into place. So over here, then it will hold my power and my guile. So if you're worried about those like falling around. There's also a piece you can attach on the end of that to hold your stars, or he also has these prints you can do to make fancier workers or fancier, what else? Fancier power and guile pieces. I didn't print those, but he has them. You can store them here. You can also store your corruption in here. And the other part, and this is the part that I found is pretty handy, you can attach this over here and it will hold your player piece in there. So I find that's the part we knock the most, is the player piece. So if you're interested in those, he has those files up and you can go and look at them. All right, now continuing with the live cast updates from this past week and also expeditions. Jamie has said that an expansion to expeditions is in very early stages. Someone asked about that, so we don't know anything about it, but it sounds like it's going to happen, so that's really cool. And a lot of people have their games already. The shipping update sounded like the US champions are just about done. Hopefully the rest are by the end of July. It sounds like pretty much all shipping will be done by the end of July, which is kind of nice since that was what was predicted back in February. So most champions have them, but I believe it's if you are in Europe or the US, you might need to wait a little bit longer potentially, but shipping's almost done and expeditions is going to be on so many more tables. All right. And then also someone brought up in the live cast and Jamie acted on it pretty much the same day on Wednesday. And so now you can also go on Stonemaier's website and track your wins or losses in Expeditions. So kind of like what he did in Tapestry when he was doing the record which civ you were. Now he's doing that for Expeditions. So you can go in, you can put your scores, you can put what mech you had and which character and companion combo you had. So just some more data, which is always good in board games, for Stonemaier to look at in the future. All right. And I would say the next big piece of information is we are less than 2 weeks away from Gen Con. So if you are going to Gen Con, I'm going to be there just having fun, so feel free to say hi. Dusty will also be there from the mill. He's going to be working the MeepleSource Stonemaier booth, so feel free to say hi to him. Jamie does not go to Gen Con, but there's a ton of pretty much everyone else from Stonemaier almost is going to be there, and I'm sure they all love if you say hi to them. Stonemaier partners with MeepleSource, if you didn't know, so they kind of have one big booth. There will be copies of Expeditions there. Jamie's also said that he signed a bunch of Expedition cards, so hopefully you can go and get an Expedition card that's signed by Jamie if you would like it. He also said in the live cast that there's going to be one small surprise. Also, there's going to be a few new rounds for rolling rounds, and he's going to announce those on August 2nd, that Wednesday right before Gen Con technically starts. So it'll be new rolling rounds. He said there's another small surprise related to that. So even though he's not there, we're going to have some fun Stonemaier surprises here in less than 2 weeks. So that'll be great. Let's see. The only other pieces from the live cast are Jamie had a question about seasons, as in like seasons of a TV show, or like how Dice Throne here has like season 1, season 2. So he was inquiring about that. So who knows? Maybe there's something cool that'll happen there. But I think that is most of the updates and news I have for you today. Also, if you ever have questions on Expeditions, because I know that's new and a lot of people are doing kind of like rule clarifications. If you're confused on a rule, the Facebook group, Board Game Geek, the Discord, heck, even if you put in a questions about Expeditions in the mill comments, we can help you out. Molly, Dusty, and I have had it for quite a while. So hope you're having a great time and gain a bunch of Stonemaier games to your table. Thanks!